Morning everybody, buono estente. How are we doing today? This is the end of my game yesterday. This 14 move, 95 accuracy or something ridiculous in that Philidor, and that really was a thing of beauty. I can't promise to match that today. Got an opponent rated 1191 from Belgium. Okay, we're going to go with normal repertoire. Okay, we've got a Spanish. So doing the Jaenisch gambit, otherwise known as the Schliemann defense. And Kruger style, just contesting this pawn in the middle. Still haven't quite woken up, so. But it's already warm, man. It's 8:15 in the morning. Okay, so d3. I mean, it's kind of logical. Defends this pawn. I could just trade off though and have the two centre pawns. Stick my knight on f6. I mean, the general idea again with the Spanish is that this bishop attacks this knight, which is the only defender of this pawn, which is attacked by that knight. You know? So, got to know what to do. So if like takey, if I bring my knight out, we could have takes. One of the pawns will take, and then I could drop this pawn. But then I have this idea, also defending the rook in the corner. So let's take here. Okay. And now, do I want to defend this pawn? Queen f6 is a move in some of these variations. I could just push d6. Problem with that move is it blocks in this bishop. I can actually move my knight. My knight is not pinned. But for now, so let's think this through. If I do this, he does this. There's no reason to give up a pawn. Well, I mean, no, you can't take there immediately. So I take here. So if I go there, he takes the knight. D takes, knight takes, queen comes in. I think that's okay. I think we get the pawn back, and that's kind of like the whole idea in the Spanish. Plus white would be giving up a bishop on a relatively open board. Yes, right now we have one blocked e-file, closed file, but it's only one closed file, and both of these pawns are actually in imminent danger as well. So we could end up with a really wide open board. Therefore, probably not the wisest thing to trade off your bishop for a knight. My general idea right now is going to be to get this bishop out, short castle, get my rook onto f8, try and take advantage of the semi-open file if I can. Recently been really enjoying watching the videos from Alessia Santaramo. She's doing trying to get to 2,000 rapid on chess.com in 30 days. Strongly recommended, very engaging YouTube creator. Okay. So my opponent is castled. This is not hanging, but it's a type 2 undefended piece because its only defender can be eliminated. My hunch says to bring the bishop out, probably play d6 and castle. There is also a hanging pawn. Then rook here. Centralise, that actually pins my knight. d5 is kind of a nice move though. Knight out, I can just trade off. Do go a pawn up. I think it's all right. Now d5, now you can contest that pawn. can just swing back here, can't I? But then there's two attackers on that. Is d5 the move? Also, it actually lets me bring my bishop out, so I'm going to play it. I'm not super confident playing against the Spanish generally. Got a pin there, I can defend the knight with my light square bishop. But right now, I'm actually a pawn up with all the centre and a knight in the centre. Right, there's 4 squares in the centre and I own 3 of them. I occupy 3 of them. This doesn't bother me in the slightest. I still have many options. That looks good. This or this. Short castles then, or long castles. If I get the queen off the mark. Queen f6 kind of pins this knight down to prevent that. Opponent's username is Gnathan, which might be Nathan G. Backwards. You never know with Belgians. Very unpredictable species. You don't know. Oh, that's not very good, is it? That's going everywhere. That's terrible. Excellent. Okay, so he's having a think. That's a good sign. I'm not succumbing to theory. To be fair, though, I mean, very few players are going to be familiar. They're not going to see the Jaenisch gambit very often. So we're on a level playing field anyway. Okay. So what could happen? This is something that I'm interested in. And there we go. I could come back here and hit the bishop. So the issue is he's threatening to remove the defender of the knight, right? If I come back here, he can't take with the pawn because he loses his bishop. If I come back here, he's got 2 attackers on there, and this knight is pinned. I don't know. Feels like I've overextended myself now. Greedily grabbing the pawn instead of getting my stuff to safety. I could just develop this bishop. There? No, then my knight is under attack and I can't do anything with my knight because it's pinned. Huh. Could I centralise this knight? No, it's pinned. I can't move it. So I've got to be really careful now. Yeah, that's a problem, isn't it? I just didn't calculate that through. Right. Here, and I make his king come out. Then I have a check. Do I have this anyway? You think about taking that. I come here and attack the queen and prepare a discovery. Go on, let's do that. I'm going to play it that way. And normal service has resumed. Yesterday's brilliance has deserted us. Aye. So we're putting on... Ooh, oh yeah. Sweet Jesus. Okay, we've got a couple of options here. It's always worth evaluating both. Now, Skyler, wait, give over. Give over. We can take on f2 with the knight. This hits the queen and also threatens a discovered check. That's very nice. Oi. Let's do it here. If we take with the bishop, taking with the bishop is always tempting. It comes with check, it wins the rook, it wins an exchange and the pawn back, right? So here, king moves, we win this, but we've still got a knight in trouble. So I'm going to take with the piece that doesn't give check, which is very often the correct move, because it comes with more threats. I'm going to sit forward now. I think this game deserves our attention. Obviously the king can't take. The king can't move because I take the queen. So what's he going to do? He's got to move the queen. And when he moves the queen, he could go here and actually threaten the bishop. Then I actually have a double check though, with knight h3 check. And then the king has to move. If you attack a piece twice, you can't get out of, particularly a check, you can't get out of both attacks. You can't block two attacks and you can't capture two attackers. So the only way out of a double attack is to move the attacked piece. And in the case of a check, that's very useful to know. Okay. Oh, hello. I can't take with the knight because the knight is still pinned by the bishop. Can't block with the knight. I can block with this bishop, but that doesn't really work. So I'm thinking moving the king is the way forward. If I block with the bishop, for example, the knight just falls. So my thought is here or here. I have a hanging knight. This is very, very sharp. Actually, I don't have a hanging knight. You can't take that knight because the queen falls and you lose. So, what I can't go there because bishop takes knight comes with check. But also pawn takes knight comes with the discovered check. So it's king f8, king f7, and I'm going to go king f7. Just because I might want to get my rook out at some point. But this is super, super spicy. This is well sharp. Very sharp indeed. Both sides have lost 3 pawns. I've got a hanging knight, which is attacked twice. My opponent has a hanging queen. We have a discovered check threat from the bishop. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, this could win an exchange, for example. Actually, this rook also hangs now because the king's come out of the pin. So this will melt your head, won't it? But this is what we're paying for. This is what we get. It's what we've signed up for with the speedrun. It's not a speedrun. And the reason it's not a speedrun is because I'm not a title player who's an official partner of chess.com. So there's no way to get them to allow you to do a speedrun. You have to be a partner first. And how do you become a partner? No one knows. So the difference with a proper speedrun is that you get a special type of account and anyone who loses to you gets their points back. Which is, I'd love to do that, but I don't know how. 10 moves in and we are in Spice City. And Gnathan is having to think very carefully. What are you eating now? You're right, Pest, you are. You're always chewing something. Okay. Rook can't go here because bishop takes. So that check is off. That check is off. Where's he going to put his queen? It almost doesn't really matter. Has he got any checks with the queen? No. No checks with the queen. He's got a check with a knight. But ooh. Hello, baby. Righty. So obviously, adjacent knight and queen, I can't attack the queen with the discovered check. This is kind of obvious, but I think this is the more obvious move. Discovered check, and I'm probably going to win the rook. Okay, but the rook also just simply hangs. But then knight takes, that comes with check. And so does this. Capture. Oh, no, it doesn't, because bishop defends. So, I mean, I have this move, for example, that, and then take the rook. Okay, so let's think this through. Here, let's say king there, sake of argument. I could take the rook now with either knight, probably this one that's threatened. Gives me good control in the center. This move makes less sense because yes, it's a discovered check, but it doesn't attack anything. See this move, king in the corner. That doesn't work because pawn just takes. So I'm going to play this one, I think. There's no benefit to going here. King just moves. No benefit to going here. Well, that's kind of the same deal as here, really. We're just attacking the rook, isn't it? Here or here. We hit the rook. Do I want my knights here and here? Or here? That's the question. Do I want one near the king or do I want one slightly nearer the centre? Well, that is... let's go here. You've still got this light square bishop. But I'm telling you what, this is already so sharp. Okay, there. He takes back with the knight. I take back, queen takes. Take this knight. I think this knight. Well, yeah, because it's hanging anyway, yeah? Not the sharpest yet today. He's got to be a bit careful also with his back rank, because now the king's moved into the corner. Okay, now, that's a check, and I am up an exchange right now. So let's think this through. Here, queen takes. I can move my bishop and threaten the queen. He's undeveloped still on the queen side there, right? Or I have rook e8 hitting the queen. I'm taking anyway. Queen takes. All right. So several thoughts here. This pretty much forces an exchange of queens, because if he goes anywhere else, I mean, he can go there and defend, right? But he's got to watch out for back rank mate. But this isn't the same true with rook e8. Rook e8, queen can't go there because of pawn, can't go there because of bishop. Can go here with check, but then I just slide away. Or alternatively, he might just take it with his bishop. That's another idea. This. Maybe my queen could come out with checkmating threat. Actually, that's also a checkmating threat. So I kind of like this move as well. Also, it stops the queen from going to this square. So isn't she out of checks there? I think that's interesting. So she can't check me there. She can't check me there because of this bishop, and she can't check me there because of everything. So that queen now has to do one. Right, we are still up an exchange. I have I've king queen bishop pair 2 rooks. White has king queen bishop pair rook and knight, but half of it's still in the box. So I think we're better. Don't know how we're better, but I think we are. Okay, does this also maybe free up e8? A6. Can't come there, I take. Can't come there, I take. Goes here, I've got b5. He comes here, blocked by his own pawn. Then rook to here, and the queen... Hello. I thought you didn't have any checks, but there you go. This is another attack here. I haven't got a load of options, to be honest. Also, because this bishop's not going to get onto that diagonal in a hurry... Right. Do we want to push? I don't think I want to hide. I don't want to block this rook in, really. That's my main concern. I could even come forward, but no. 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 Bishop skewers the king on the queen. Here, that's still on, but doesn't. I can't see a major problem with this. It's going to take him 2 moves to get this bishop onto this diagonal. My king always has this. White is now looking underdeveloped. This bishop is not great. Queen here. No, that's guarded by bishop, so maybe queen e7, queen e1 checkmate. We shall see. If he makes a move to do this, I could play that. No, I couldn't right now. Queen takes. Oh, this is a dopey game. It's a good game. I'm enjoying it. Now, surely. Then we get attacked by a pawn. So here and then here, I'm thinking, gotta be. This pawn's actually doing a great shift for me. It's removing that square. It's blocking the light squared bishop. This is now a major threat to Roux because he's now got to come here. That queen's got to come here or here to cover that square, okay? Now, I'm thinking it's like compulsory to play rook f8. Hits the queen with tempo. Let's say queen comes here. I can develop my bishop. I'm down to 5 minutes. I'm going to have to move a little bit quicker, guys. We're now over 1200, by the way, with 1210. This bishop is quite mobile, has good options. This guy's still doing very little where he is. Okay, he throws in a check. Now, king g8. Queen's still on prise. Queen has to protect against rook f1 mate. Okay, and that means going here or here or here. Any of these squares that look at that. I then, I could, and I can't lift my queen to f6. But we are up in exchange. There is an increment. Bad bishop. Okay bishop. You see how it did make its way to this diagonal, like we thought. And I'm really pleased that he hasn't bothered to start playing with half his stuff. Load of toys still in the toy box. Here. There we go. So he's defending that square, as we can see. Now I can't do this. But is this idea... You have to look at what squares on the back rank can his pieces reach. Well, he can block... There's 2 pieces looking at f1, but I also have 2 pieces looking at f1. So I'm thinking about this, you know. Or this. The problem with that is it blocks off my rook. Also, I certainly don't want to be trading my bishop for that knight, that completely inert knight. So this is one of those moves where you go, well, it's got a couple of things for it. It's, yep, on the plus side, it's developing piece. All right, it's hitting the queen, but where's it hitting the queen to? Queen just comes back here, right? And I've blocked off my rook. So I'm liking this move. Maybe Fianchetto that bishop at some point, I don't know. Here, what's he got? He's got no checks. This pawn is doing a fantastic job for me. He really needs to move that knight. Because he's got so many problems around this back rank. This is now, I think, just winning. It wins the game if he doesn't move his knight immediately. Or maybe do that. Alright, because queen here, what can he do to get out of check? Well, there's bishop there, it doesn't matter, queen takes. Queen takes here, rook takes, bishop takes rook, queen takes, checkmate. Okay? So this is an imminent, very real and present danger. Clear and present danger. Clint Eastwood. Early 90s, maybe? I might also have ideas of coming and having a sniff around h2. And then if this pawn gets moved, it's time to activate my light squared bishop. Opponent is now getting slightly low on time as well. He's under 6.5 minutes. And of course, I'm quite happy to simplify down. The queen, by the way, still has to defend. Oh, actually, the bishop also defends that square, which I didn't realise, and has done for some time. So you probably saw that. I'm too fast asleep to notice. Okay, he's got checkmate threats now. But here, I think this is a misfire. Yeah, yes, that's checkmate, and so's that, right? But queen c1 check. What can he do? Queen in here. We trade queens. Or no, that with a rook. Here, bishop here doesn't work, I just take. Bishop here doesn't work, I just take. Queen c1 check. He was thinking too much about his plan, not enough about mine. I think if that's played, I think rook f1 just wins. No, it doesn't, because bishop takes. I think I probably just have to trade off there and go into an endgame with a rook against a knight, which is no bad thing. But this game is not dead. He has to do this move. Because he's in check. This fails, and this fails. So this is the only option now. Got to put his queen on g1. And when he does, I think we have to trade off. I could just move the queen away. Our queen away. This is an idea. But I am up in material. I am up this exchange, yeah? I can't really knock this bishop off this diagonal, like with my pawns, because I can only cover a couple of squares and it can go to either of these two, so not much point in that. So do we just simplify and trade down? Do I have any kind of finish? Or do we try for this? Lock the queen in. Principles kind of says simplify. His bishops are quite active now. If I play queen f5, he's kind of locked in. Okay, time's running out. We're gonna have to go for a simplification, I think, guys. And I'm just going now to start. This pawn is definitely a weakness. I want to activate this bishop. And we're going to play a little bit more blitz style now. If he trades bishops, that's great. I have a check with this. If he forces back into the corner, don't know. Okay, we take back with the rook, keep the pawns together. Okay, now finally he brings his knight out into the game. I'm not happy to see that. Not really happy to see that, but... Okay, this rook belongs on e8 or f8. Probably f8. Now it is a dark square, an opponent has a dark squared bishop. e8, I don't know. I mean, that is checkmate if it's not defended by the rook. I also have this check here right now. Bishop can't block. Check. King forced back into the corner. Kind of like it. Let's do it. He has got two pieces now defending f1. Okay. Can I just win this pawn now? I think so. I don't have any major weakness, I don't think, right now. So now we're up an exchange and we have an extra c pawn. Okay, he attacks my bishop. Fair enough. What about this though? Oh, hang on. Hello. Hello. So that defends that square. I may have to give up my bishop for the knight, but that's fine. We are in a winning position. See, ooh, what? Ha! If I take with the bishop, he forks rook and... That's interesting. Okay, do I just come back here? I mean, I'm in the same position actually. I could just move the bishop out of the way. That's the other idea. Bishop here, maybe to there. If the bishop moves, I've still got to be aware of this knight fork danger. I might just go after the bishop with my rook though. Also this, you know, just keep the rook on a light square, threatening that, which is now defended only once. There's no reason why I can't get my other rook over to f8 and threaten to back rank mate. Okay, now he's threatening to come in here, so I'm going to move my rook. This is also a knight forkable situation, but these are the two squares and he can't get to either of those in a hurry. So my idea generally now is going to be something like this. Rook a f8, threaten to force, win by force. I mean, this is like the first 2-3 puzzles of Puzzle Rush survival. Always Puzzle Rush. Okay, so I like this because it attacks this pawn and that. Okay. If I come here, he can't attack me there. In fact, his rook can't come off the back rank. If he comes here, I just take everything. Okay, his rook is stuck on the back rank because I have rook f8, rook f1 mate. And I'm hitting this pawn now. And I'm threatening to bring my rook over. So he defends the pawn, and again, just double up the rooks, and this is winning, unless, I think so he either has to move his king here or he needs to push one of his pawns forward. I could even come here and annoy the knight, and the knight is the only defender of the bishop that is also under attack. That could be unpleasant. Here, knight can't move. So I think you have to defend it, right? Even if you defend though, I take knight, you take rook, I take bishop. And I'm up a minor piece. Okay, I take knight. You take rook, I take bishop. I've traded a rook for 2 minor pieces. I take, you take, I take. I'm up a whole bishop in the ending. Okay, now this is pretty much forced. It's a free rook. Okay, now he might come after this. In which case I think I have... Okay, I'm not sure about that. This comes with tempo. I'm now +4. So I have an extra bishop and I have an extra pawn. Charlie the C pawn. Opponent's king is also stuck right in the corner of the board. My king is slightly more active. This rook has to move somewhere. I might stick my bishop here. I've got 2 pawn islands that need to be defended against basically my opponent's only piece. Not rocket science. Okay. I can do this. And I'm gonna. There's no pawn that can fork. You just need to check that anytime you put 2 pieces in that arrangement. My rook is actually a little bit short of squares right now, but my plan is to put my bishop on d6. If he gives me a check, I'm just going to dive in here. Yeah. I could have just blocked with a rook actually as well. Ooh, actually. My bishop now controls h2. Alright. Yeah, I think I missed a trick there maybe. Could have forced the rooks off. After this, rook here. He can't move away because that's mate. Okay. So now my rook is mobile. My king guards the infiltration. Around here, I could just stick my rook here. If his king should foolishly step onto any of these landmine squares, then he falls into a discovered check with almost guaranteed material gain by black. Okay, just generally the idea of putting my pawn on the dark squares. And it's just a bad position generally. Opponent's on 3.5 minutes, I'm on just under 3 minutes. We do have a 10-second increment. So the player in the best position at this point should win. And that's me. Alright. Here. Here, the king can't go on any of these squares. So, where's he going to go? He's going to come towards the centre. Rook here, king here. Rook here, king here. Here? Kind of like that. It might be alright. Defended by the bishop anyway. Wherever the king goes, I can go there. Okay, so here now, and I'm threatening this. Skewering the king and winning the rook. Right, this pawn is defended. Okay. He's gone again. Throwing another check. Don't know. Let's just play this move. It's okay. Okay. Now that just loses the rook. This is a skewer. Okay? Simple. Check. King has to move. The rook is gone. I win. This is resignable now. Actually, I don't even have to give up the bishop because I have this, yeah? That is probably the next best move. Comes with another check and then I win the rook outright. Okay, so, good game. Thank you to Nathan. There's another 8 points in the bag. And in a minute, let's take this over to an analysis board. Okay, and here we are on the analysis board with the game. 45 moves this time. What do we think? I'm feeling accuracy around 70, 1450. That's my hunch. It didn't feel like a strong game. It didn't feel like I was very weak though. I think my opponent was maybe 86. 86 whole take. My opponent played 76 and no blunders. I had one miss. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to have a look at this. We'll have a quick look at this. 1950. What? I don't know. I mean, yeah, it says my opening wasn't fantastic at 80 accuracy. So let's have a look. Okay, and okay, this is a book move, and it's only half a pawn still for white. So we're okay. It's all right. We'll go for a walk in a bit, guys. Book, 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 and right, mistake already. Yeah, nearly 2 pawns. And I did feel that. Best move here. And I considered d6. It's a simple looking move. It blocks in this bishop, but then, you know, your bishop has options later. That's how bishops work, right? And I can just develop normally. And just simply sit back with my 2 pawn central advantage and try and make stuff happen later. That's not what happened. Okay, so he plays this. I defended there. What? What about just this? Oh, my knight's not pinned. Hang on. Yeah. Okay. So actually, knight takes e5 is fine here, or just take out the. This is just. It's still only slightly better for white, interestingly. Okay, so he comes here. I play d5, which it doesn't like, and c4 is a mistake. Should have grabbed the free pawn. And this, I think, was the kind of a turning point. This is when I was feeling the inaccuracy of grabbing the pawn and starting to worry about getting punished for it. So what I did was I thought the best form of defense is attack, and we went on the counter-attack here. So now he needs to find bishop e3 or it's equal. He doesn't, he takes. Okay, bishop takes was stronger. Wow. Okay, that's best. Best move. That means a great move means there's only one good move on the board and you found it. Yeah, anything else is just slightly better for white. King f7. Okay, but... Okay, and that's a mistake. Wow. Saying just take the damn rook. I mean, it's marginal, but take the rook. Knight recaptures with check, though. King g8, it's saying. Yeah, and I just didn't like that. I didn't like putting my rook away like that, but I think this is this is a line that I need to work on in the Jaenisch. So this was my miss. Should have taken the stuff. Okay, and the knight, I guess, is defended here by this bishop. Okay, and moving the king away was... I mean, it was a discovered check, after all. Should have blocked with the bishop, apparently. Yeah, and I think this is one of White's big problems. You know, we talk about all the time, it's important to get your pieces out into the board, you know, get your king castle, but complete development. He never did it. We got into tactics, we got into arm wrestling, and these pieces were so slow to come out. I think this is what really lost it for White. Okay, and we take everything, everyone dies. Bishop here is good, queen there was better. Yeah, I mean, queen there... I don't know. I mean, I'm not threatening mate in that case. And G6 happy with that. Okay, block it. But then, hey, stop it, please. Stop it. So here, but if bishop here and that, queen h4 threatening mate on there. Supported by the bishop, and there's threats of this maybe. Wow. Didn't see that. Okay, but you know, good game, good game. A 1950 guess the elo from me is slightly below par for my recent performance, but I'll take it nevertheless. Pretty convincing in the end, but certainly not the most comfortable game, and certainly not as enjoyable as yesterday's Philidor thing of beauty. Little work of art that was yesterday. But you know, every game is an opportunity to learn. So Jaenisch d3, takes, knight out, castles. Okay, and here the best move is d6. This is what we need to remember, right? Keep it simple, stupid. The KISS principle. Keep it simple, right? This bishop's going to come here. This bishop might come out and pin. It's got lots of options. Yeah, all good, all good. So we live and learn. Right, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you probably tomorrow. Take care.